hang out all the time. Like how she said, her and her boyfriend, they go out together. Yeah. They do it together. I talked to this one guy. We had barely knew each other, maybe like a week, and the first thing he said was, ask me something you wouldn't normally ask somebody you just met. And from then we've known each other almost a year now. We've established like that pure honesty. Like if he's talking to another girl, he's fucking that girl, then I know about it. If I'm talking to a guy and I'm fucking the guy, he knows about it. And we like, that's just how we are. But at the same time, you got to understand that he probably just thinks of me as like, okay, that's just a friend, because I know that she's been with just all these different men. Yeah. And he's already even told me that one girl he dated was a virgin, and in his mind, he's dated a virgin. In his mind, like, that was his girl. Nobody else has touched her. That's his. And then she stepped out, and after that, he couldn't view her the same way.
We are hyper territorial. We are very territorial, and like, here's the thing, if you gotta understand, it's also called mate guarding. Like, all this that I'm talking about, like guys not wanting you to go on trips and stuff, it's all mate guarding. This is what animals have literally done for all of we've all been here. It's always been a thing. Like, males are always mate guarding, and it's the same thing. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I have to protect her. Like, I wouldn't want her going on a fucking trip. It's just like that movie Taken. Like, when I want to send my 17-year-old daughter, to Europe on a fucking trip, like, no. Like, it's all and it gets called insecurity all the time, but it's literally just a very natural instinct for me to want to protect my girl. Like, it's very natural.
And as far as that whole, like, if she's a virgin or how many men or women she slept with and all that other stuff, like, that's one of the things that I've had to come to terms with on both sides, because having brothers and men in my life, I understand it to a certain extent. Like, that's one of the things that's, like, double standard that I understand to a certain extent. Because on one hand, as a woman, it's kind of like, whatever I did with my body. You can't tell me what to do. But on the other hand, one of my brothers, he had to explain it to me that, and it was the only thing that I could slightly agree with, and I really hope y'all don't get mad at me at this table, because I have had a lot of women get mad at me for this. But a guy once explained it to me that a key that can open any lock is a master key. A lock that can be opened by any key is useless.
Yeah, it's a shitty lock. Yeah,
it's useless. Yeah. So it's like, men's the key, woman's the lock. I kind of understood. Like, when he explained it to me like that, I understood, and that's something that I've kind of carried.
That's so
misogynist. Yeah, that's why I said, like, a lot of women get mad at me for that, and it's like, I understand it to a certain extent. Yeah, but on another hand, it's kind of like, okay, a woman can do whatever the hell she wants, but I kind of get it when you explain it like that.
It's really true. It really sucks, guys. And it's always been like that for all of history. Realize women had always been hated if they slept around. This has always been this way, guys, for thousands of years, okay? And what is it in the opposite? And what is a guy who sleeps around with a lot of women? He's a fucking G. He's the guy that every guy wants to be. He's the sultan. He's the king. He's whatever it is that's a big guy in the area with lots of territory. And that's what's always been shown as, like, a man that is very powerful, as if how much territory he has, his access to virginic women. These are things that have always made men more powerful.
Now, don't get me wrong, that master key is still very much so a whore, needs to get his life
together. And y'all also, I want y'all to also understand, I teach guys to not sleep around. That is what I prescribe. Now, do most guys in the space that I teach in teach the opposite? Yes. But that's why I like to teach all these things, because there's guys that are being taught on the internet how to become even better at playing y'all. Like, really good at that shit. So if y'all don't be careful and, learn these same facts and shit, and learn how to protect, like, your prize and stuff, man, y'all are going to get finessed, because guys are really good at it. But don't get me wrong, women are amazing at finessing too, but y'all finesse guys out the bag. It's different. Guys will try to finesse y'all out the box. Y'all try to finesse guys out the bag. It makes the whole system all fucked up. Let's go to the next chats, bro, and then I gotta do the last part.
We gotta catch up.
Yeah. We gotta catch up. We're gonna fly through these ladies because we gotta get to the end of the show.
Do we really gotta talk to Antonio?
Antonio Brooks with the 5. I did 8 years in prison. I make $100K from Cincinnati. 5'10", muscular, dark, 9 inches, and I'm masculine. I box, and I want my girl body count under 5. All right, man. If any of these girls have under 5, maybe they'll reply to you.
What's your body count, Antonio?
All right, what is your body count?
It's a double standard. He can have 50 if he wants. It's okay.
Don't hit me up.
Like the video, and
men and women are equal.
It's $2 from Ombre. Like the video, you'll hit the lotto tonight. Yes, please like the video, guys. Thank you so much, bro, for your support. $50 from
yeah,
that was one that we had
earlier.
read. Thank you so much, Zentians, for that. By the way,
shout out
bro.
to you, bro.
Shout out to you, bro.
What else, Antonio?
Another 5 from Antonio. I want my girl 18 to 23 to marry with kids, feminine, fit, and friendly and loyal. And yes, my body count's 130 to 120, but so what? I've experienced swag status.
I don't want to talk to Antonio
I'm
anymore.
afraid.
I don't want
like
to talk
that.
to Antonio anymore.
$5 from Ombre again. What is more important, to be a wife or to have a wedding? Can you be a wife without a wedding? Small ceremony, max 20 people. We're gonna do this one really fast, ladies, because we gotta fly through it. To be a wife or have, which one do you want? Do you want to be a wife or do you want to have a wedding?
I want to be a wife. I don't really care about the wedding. I want to, like a lady was saying, I want like a ceremony for my friends and family, but I don't really give a
Eloping,
damn
kind
about
of,
that.
yeah. What about you?
I 100% want both. Not gonna lie.
You need
Always
both.
dreamed of my wedding. However, if I had to pick, I want to be a wife.
Okay.
I kind of feel the same way. Like I'm kind of extra, but
Same.
I don't have like a lot of people, so a small ceremony would be nice. But I'm gonna be extra with it.
Oh.
So I want to be a wife though.
What about you?
I agree.
You're talk closer.
I definitely want to be a wife, and I also want to have that wedding as well.
You want to have it too? What about you?
Never wanted a wedding. I was making a joke about the non-wedding, but I think our families want us to have a wedding, so I said let's have a non-wedding. And but yeah, I think the wife is more important. Yeah.
What about you?
I would definitely agree. Being the wife, being the more important. For me, I always thought like, yes, it'd be nice to have a nice, that ideal wedding, but let's spend that money on our, our
It's a little bit harder to do now than it was 20, 30. Like I said, our parents' generations had it easy, guys. The economy has fucking wrecked us.
Can I ask
completely.
Wavy a question?
Yeah.
Like, because I've always wanted to know this, because I've always been the type that wants to get married. So I've never met a woman who just genuinely doesn't want to get married.
No, man.
So my question to you is, like, God forbid something was to happen. What would you do?
Happen what?
Like to your man if he passed away or something?
Like when I think of that, because like
you talking about the paperwork part of being a
yes.
wife?
Yes.
Because I understand, like, when you said non-wedding, you literally meant, like, okay, we'll give y'all a ceremony because that's what y'all want.
Well, you'd still do a courthouse. You would still do a courthouse wedding. Like, you would still do the.
I don't want no paperwork.
You don't want no paperwork?
That's what I'm saying. She literally said
my
she
boyfriend
doesn't
until we die.
So, like, if they get a lawyer, they can fix it, but still, even then, he can still lose certain things, and it can end up going to your family. But that is something I know what you're talking about. It is something that you do need to think about, because accidents can happen, and you don't want everything, getting or
like,
not working out correctly.
Specifically, when I say something like that, like, okay, that's your boyfriend for the rest of your life. Y'all are together for 30 years. Let's just jump forward to 30 years. Yeah. 30 years, you have a beautiful daughter, son, child. Y'all are together. Y'all are dealing with each other. Everything is going amazingly. And, like you said, his business is doing well. So he has all that. Of course, he wants to leave it all to you.
What?
But when it comes to
What?
Screaming. But when it comes to legally, if something was to happen to him, how would y'all be taken care of if legally, without the paperwork, you don't really get what
There's
he
a will
gets?
in place that he
I
can
was just about to say.
It still becomes a legal battle, though. Even if you get a will made, it's they fuck the whole system up so bad.
Literally.
Like they literally pigeonhole people into marriage, because if you don't do it, you can get fucked really easily.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. For one, I remember that you touched on masculinity or something like that. Like men, they really are goal driven. So it's like y'all don't even really think about marriage and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Putting a ring on it, because y'all really are trying to reach this money and reach this and that.
Yeah.
And I think I have that same mentality. Which is why I never wanted a boyfriend. I never wanted. We literally just been here. Every time I look up, this nigga right here, and every time you look up, I'm right here, and that's how we ended up here 8 years.
Yeah,
we didn't really plan it.
I respect
it. If we both had it our way, we'd still both be single.
I respect that.
For real.
So honestly,
and it's good keeping the government out of stuff, because that's how shit does get fucked up in divorces and stuff. So I agree with her, but I also agree with you that it's very hard to not get married, because it will fuck you over bad if somebody dies. It's a shitty situation for people today. It's like y'all have to get married, but then that incentivizes divorce and all types of horrible shit. What about you though? Do you want the wedding or the wife?
Yeah, I said.
You did answer? Yeah. I forgot. The reason why we like to ask that, ladies, is because sometimes there are some women that they just want to get married for the wedding, and like they'll divorce the guy a few years later because they didn't really like him. They just wanted the fancy pictures.